Cam, you've been pretty busy this offseason. What's this offseason been like for you?
It's been fun. Nice to get back. Well, had an unbelievable camp. Nice to see guys get back and, get healthy. Impact guys on defense that has been making an impact since day one, as well as the young guys, staying true to who they are, learning from the old vets, and coming out here and competing.
What about the non-football stuff you've been doing, like the Nickelodeon show and the kickball tournament? Been having fun with that too?
Of course, yes, sir. I mean, that's all what it is. It's work for my foundation, and it's just life outside of football. But when football is on, there's nothing else that can distract me.
Well, you always had a full plate, and this year, obviously being league MVP and taking on the show, it was even a more full plate. How did you stay focused on football? How did you compartmentalize some of those things?
I mean, it was fun. But my focus right now today is focusing on, ending an unbelievable camp that we had. Had 100% participation. A lot of teams can't say that, not just for mini camp, but, got a lot of guys meshed and got back to the basics of football.
How nice would it have Calvin back? How nice would it have Calvin and Steven back in that wide receiver, kind of have everybody healthy?
Man, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for us. I know, for those guys, and just to see them out there just gives everybody confidence. I know for myself, even though they weren't live, for camp, but just knowing the optimism of what's soon to come. Benji's moving as good as I've ever seen him. Steven's making, lead way. Not only with those guys, you got the Gregs of the world, the Funds, Philly Brown, Ted, and obviously guys that haven't, have been battle tested, make, leaps and strides. Demir Bird, Brent Burson, these guys have came with their game has each and every day, as well as, defensively. Trey has had, I think, his best camp so far, from the free safety position. And we're going to need guys to step up and make plays.
Ryan said he challenged you to take your game to even another level, higher level this year. Where do you feel like you need it?
Well, that's nothing new. We always challenge each other, and that's the great thing about, having this type of team. I think it's undermined of how much guys care for each other, and that's what we do. We always challenge, as you could tell, each and every day. It's no other person that will want to see, the defense is doomed besides me. And it was no other person that want to see the offense is doomed, besides TD. That's how it's supposed to be there. But it's a mutual respect, knowing that we all are making each other better.
Where do you feel like you have to get better or need to get better?
Well, it's a long list of things. I don't need to go into specifics right now. I haven't peaked, I haven't climaxed as a player, and that's what I need to get better at. I always can find ways, to take my game to the next level and just getting everybody on the same page. As one of the captains on this team, I take that, very proudly, and knowing that it's a lot of people looking at me and as well as others, and to lead this team.
Cam, you look at the talent out here. Do you feel like you guys have what it takes to get back to the Super Bowl?
We're not worried about the Super Bowl. We're focusing on trying to maximize our June, then to July, then to August, and the list goes on. The Super Bowl is 2017. We still got a lot to do in 2016.
Cam, what have you learned about yourself in the past 4 months since the Super Bowl?
I'm really not focused on the past Super Bowl. Like I said, Super Bowl was February 16. This is June 16. I'm just looking forward.
Cam, when we talked to you after your kickball game the other day, you said that you were surprised how the dad thing kind of took off and how that became headlines. Were you surprised at what happened the last few months with the post-game press conference and how you had to keep hearing about it from people?
I'm really so focused on June 16 on forward. I think I don't need to keep talking about things that happened in the past, and for what it's worth, I'm here trying to get better, find ways to, link up with my players in this offseason so that we can maximize our talents to, start in playoff form come the beginning of the season.
Seems like you guys are not taking anything for granted during this break.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. It's a lot of guys that's been, switching numbers and switching information, trying to, get on the same page as soon as possible, and that not necessarily on the field. We got young guys that's really making leaps and strides, is trying to find out how to make this team offensively, defensively, and even special teams. So, that's a lot of great things to think about, knowing that you got the unity like that already so soon for a football team.
Between now and the start of training camp, what do you have planned?
Getting better. Finding ways to get better, any way, shape, form, or fashion. Obviously linking with a lot of teammates, to get on the same page, because, we do not need it, but we all are playing with a chip on our shoulder, and that's our mentality.
Do you have to decompress at all, like get away from football for a little bit?
I'm not sure. I can't answer that question.
Said, of course, not looking backward, but forward. When you look at the season,
right.
The first week is against Denver. What goes through your mind?
It's so far ahead. We still some things that we got to do to better ourselves, and that's one thing we do know. September is so far, in the future that it's no need to wait on it. We know that game's going to come, but we have to make sure that we're prepared to go on all cylinders.
Ron said there was some value in a couple years ago when you were hurt. You kind of stepped back and were able to see the game differently. Mm-hmm. Kelvin is in that same position now. What do you remember about that time, and what do you hope that Kelvin takes out of the same?
Well, it's two different injuries. 2 different time stints off. Excuse me. But one thing, Benji's coming back with a vengeance, and I mean it. And not only that, he's challenged more so from the production that Ted has had, the production that Fun has had, that Philly, that Greg, everybody. We had numerous talks and still talk to this day about, what we're expecting from each other. And, it's great to hear. But as far as that, there's still potential. Nothing's ever been won or even lost, for that matter, on potential. We still have to come out and do what we have to do and do what we're capable of doing.
You ever feel like he's looking over your shoulder?
Oh, him?
Kelvin, yeah.
No, not really.
Look over your shoulder.
I don't need to.
Cam, OTAs, how do you feel that you were sharp out there? How do you feel that you were in the OTAs and minicamp?
Oh, we were very well offensively. Doing some things that, we were in mid-season form some days. We just have to stay consistent. Everybody has to know at all times what to do. Not just the quarterback, not just the, offensive line, not just the receivers, not just everybody has to be on the same page. And when we're doing that, it's fun to watch.